Perigim Halacha Vov in Korban Pesach. Over and Pischon, they lost their Korban Pesach. Over Loi Pischoi, and he lost his Korban Pesach. They went separate ones. He said to them, Tzu'u Vikshu V'Shuchtu Alai. You know what? Let's get together. You guys go and shecht for me. Ramuloi. They said, who says we'll find the sheep now? Say Bakesh V'Shchait Aleinu. Go and find and shecht for us. Let's go down below. And he found the Pesach that they lost, V'Shochat, and he slaughtered it. So he found their Pesach. Motzaheim, they found his Pesach, V'Shochtoi. Oichlem Kulam narration. Then everybody eats from the first one, because they all said, you should act on my behalf. V'Hasheni, whichever one was second, was Yisorif. Now remember, there were three groups that was brought in. So for sure, if one was in the first group, one was in the second group, you knew when it was done. And they may have had a way of telling time, and they could tell. We don't know which was slaughtered first. Or they were both slaughtered at the same time. Both should be burnt. Because in any case, they did bring a Korban Pesach. Now, he went to seek the Pesach and theirs. And they went to seek it, both theirs and his. Neither one said anything to the other about authorizing the other one to act on their behalf. Even though they had in mind that each one should act on behalf of the other, they didn't say so. Or they said, you know what, let's both go look, and things will work out okay. That you can technically you can say that was their intent. Since they didn't say so specifically, they didn't say to each other anything, and therefore neither is an agent for the other. Therefore, that the Pesach the Bnei Chabur slaughtered is only for them, because here they found their own, and he found his own. I guess the Mishnah cites the Mishnah, and again in Psachim 98b. Even though it says that they had him, they were thinking without his saying so that each should act for the other. It's not mentioned in the Mishnah. Rambam infers it when the Mishnah says if they didn't make a condition, then they have no connection to each other. And these words would seem to be extra, obviously. But I mean, the Rambam learned, the Mishnah wants to add, even if it looks like this is what they came to the agreement, it doesn't mean anything unless you clarify what you're going to say. Now we're learning Perek Gimel Halacha Zayin. Shtei Chaburos. Two groups. They got mixed up. That was identical. You can't tell which is which. Let's go to the Peirush below. It's Chabur Zu. One of them, Loichim, take temporarily. One of the two, they take to them. The other group takes the other one. So you have group A with a sheep we'll call X, and group B with a sheep we'll call Y. So from group A, one of the people from group A has to now say, I'm switching to group B. The one from group B has to come back to group A. And everybody says to the person who came to them, if this is our sheep, and therefore you're coming from the other group which was on a different sheep, therefore you are removed from that sheep, and now you're part of you are on our sheep. If this one was group B's sheep from which you came from, right, and therefore we remove ourselves from sheep B, from sheep A, and we go to sheep B. So too, the same thing would apply if you had 5 groups that all 5 sheep got messed together, and altogether there were 25 people, 5 on each of the sheep. Or 10 groups, which each one had 10 people. So you had 100 people on how many sheep? 10. So again, you do the same thing. If let's try it with 5 groups. It's easier. A, B, C, D, E. One person from each group from A, B, C, D, E goes to group A, and one person from A, B, C, D group B goes to group B, etc., etc. And they change around, and they each take from one of these 5. They each take one of these 5 korbanos, or 10 offerings, and that's each one group says to the other one, if this Pesach is ours, then you're with us. If it's from one of the fellows who came to this group, it belongs to him, and we join with him. After they made this condition, then they can go ahead and slaughter it. The Mishnah cites the Mishnah. And so the Marikurkis cites it. The Marikurkis adds, you have to add to each group from each other group, because there's a rule. You can't just say, well, we'll take this korban, you take that one, and take that one, because then everyone will have removed themselves from one of the korbanos. Meaning, you have sheep A, B, C, D, E. If group A now takes a sheep, which is C, so then, and they say if this belongs to anybody else, it becomes ours, and the others go off. So there's nobody from C that remained on that animal. And there's a rule in Psalm 99a from the posuk that says that from this posuk that says you can add people if you want to. That tells you that there has to be original owners on it. You can add, but you can't remove everybody from it. It can't be that all should remove from it, because it's forbidden that the Pesach should remain without owners, and therefore one member has to be at least remaining, and that's why we move people around in the group. So the Marikurkis says this is the intent of the Rambam when he writes 5 groups of 5 people, or 10 groups of 10, because it is only when you have enough people to satisfy that every sheep will have one original owner still left on it. And Marikurkis adds, therefore the Rambam says you have to make a condition before the slaughtering, because we already explained, even to be counted or to remove your hands can only be done until shlit, as it says mi yos miseh, as we learn from while it is still a sheep, and then meat is called meat, not sheep. Mi yos miseh, then only when the seh is alive.